Hey guys, it's Renee. I am filming a really long overdue empties video, but I will have to actually split this up into categories because I've got a lot of stuff to get through. So with this first one, I am going to go over makeup and some beauty products, and just give you guys a quick overview of products that I have used up, what I think about it, if I would repurchase it, and things like that. So the first one I'll go over, and it is the only candle I have used up, is a glass house candle, and this one is in frosting. This was actually a limited edition candle for Easter, and it's a vanilla and buttermilk scent. I did get this from Peter Alexander, which I think, out of memory, I think this was limited edition too there. Now, the candles that I really love from Glass House are called, I think it's Toughen, which is sort of like a caramel scented candle, and it is super strong. It's really caramel, really beautiful, and it has a really strong throw on it, so it fills your entire house. Comparison into this one, I just found that this didn't really have much of a throw. It seemed to only sort of give a scent close by, but it didn't really spread throughout the whole house, so it's definitely not one I would pick up again. The next is a perfume by Marc Jacobs Daisy. I've had this for quite a while, but I have been slowly trying to sort of use up perfumes that were almost finished up, so this is one that I was able to get through. I mean, it's got this gorgeous lid. I love the packaging on these. This is a perfume. I used to really love it, and it is a really easy, fresh scent to wear. I find that you can really wear this all throughout the entire year, but over the years I just seem to sort of not love it as much as I used to. It is a really nice cheap perfume you can pick up from Priceline, but it probably isn't one that I would get again. Another perfume I've got here is from Chanel. This is actually my wedding perfume. I don't believe it's the exact same bottle, but the perfume that I wore on my wedding day is Chanel Chance, and it's the Eau Fraiche, and this is just the most amazing perfume. It just puts me right back to my wedding day. It is really fresh, it's really light, but it has a really nice strong scent, and I absolutely adore this. It is super expensive, so now that it's run out for a little while, I may not get another one for a little while now, but it is always a favorite, and whenever I go into Maya or David Jones, I always need to just test spray a little bit just to sort of get that beautiful scent. Got another perfume in here. This is one of my all-time favorites, and I've spoken about this quite a lot on my channel. It's a perfume from Ed Hardy, and it is Hearts and Daggers. Now, this version is actually the male cologne version, but the male scent is really refreshing. It's very masculine. It sort of reminds me of like an ocean fresh scent. It's a beautiful everyday perfume, and again, I can normally get this for $29 at Priceline. It's normally my go-to perfume to wear every day because it is so light. Yeah, I've been using it for quite a few years now, and I really still love it. I've got a little mini tester in here. This was from Calvin Klein, and it's Forbidden Euphoria. Now, I actually didn't mind this perfume. Again, it's not really floral, but it's sort of quite light and versatile. It sort of reminds me of a little bit citrusy. But yeah, really enjoyed this. This was a nice little sample to get through. Okay, some makeup wipes that I got through. These are from Wotnot, and they're the natural organic facial wipes. These were okay. I didn't actually think that they did a very good job at removing mascara. Even with my face, I found that I had to use like a cleanser afterwards, so not something I would get. I've actually put some nail polishes in here that I am going to throw out. The first is a Toughen sort of nail lacquer, and it's from Creative Nail Design, and it's just like a strengthening base coat, but it's sort of dried up so much that it's really difficult to get product out of here to use it, so I am going to dispose of this one. This wasn't too bad using it, but sometimes I found with nail strengtheners, if you left them on your nails for a long period of time, they would tend to crack and split. So I don't think this is one I would get again. And the other is a nail polish from Revlon. It's a glimmer gloss, and this one is in pina colada pop. This is one I tried to get through, but this, from the moment I got it, is so super runny. It is just so runny that it takes a really long time to dry, and it's not really opaque, so you have to put a lot of coats on it. It's just a lot of effort, and it's not really sort of a color that I enjoy, so I am just going to get rid of that one. Now I've got a BB cream. This was actually in one of my previous project pans. It's from Maybelline, the Dream Pure BB cream for oily skin in medium. I love this. It is just the most perfect BB cream for a really easy, light foundation look. It has enough coverage in there that makes you feel like you've put in a lot of effort, but it's also a really beautiful texture if you've got dry skin and oily skin, because it just seems to go really nicely on the face, and I will always rebuy this. I really do recommend this one. Another product I've got in my project pan from previously, and I just decided to part with this. It's the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is really super old. It's the old packaging, and when it used to flip up, and I ended up cutting this off because it had started to split. It then cracked and I repressed it. I've been trying to use it over time, but because it's so old, I just wanted to part with it. I don't know if I would ever buy it again. I might. I did quite enjoy it, but I think out of my all-time favorite bronzers is definitely NARS Laguna, so it's probably one I would repurchase over this one again. So I've got another project pan item, my Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder. This is in Deep Natural. So this one is all definitely gone. Again, this is another product I do really love. Now, I've actually found with most face powders, I've really transitioned to using these ones all the time now. They're light enough, but they have enough coverage to kind of set my foundation and stop me from looking so oily and shiny over throughout the day, and it's really awesome for touch-ups. So if you have makeup that tends to come away from your nose, which I always do, this is really nice because it has enough coverage that you can touch that up throughout the day and it not look as obvious. So yeah, definitely love that as a face powder. I do have two face powders in here. They aren't used up, but I am going to get rid of the pair of them. The first is a Bow Beauty Pressed Powder Compact, and it's in Natural Face Powder color. I tried using this a few times and I just didn't like how it applied on my skin. I didn't like the texture of it. It was a really soft powder, but I think it just didn't have enough coverage for my liking, and it just seemed to be really quite light that I found that I still got really oily throughout the day even when I had this on and I would touch up and stuff, comparing with my Australis powder. So for that reason I wouldn't get that one again. And the other powder here is from Rimmel, and it's the Stay Matte Pressed Powder. This one is in Peach Glow. Now, I've never really liked this particular one in Peach Glow. I did used to have the transparent version. This particular one did end up cracking on me, and it started to wear away from the edges, so I did repress it, but ever since I repressed it, the formula seems to have changed, and the fact that I never really liked the consistency of the powder to start with, I've just never touched it, so I thought I am going to just get rid of this one as well. So on to some foundations. Again, these are from Project Pan. These are my Napoleon Perdis China Doll foundations. Now, all three of these are in Look 2. These are a really beautiful foundation to use for a very high coverage photography event. So these are definitely not something I would use day to day, but if you're going to a wedding or you've got an engagement party, or you yourself have a bridal shower or baby shower, you're going to get a lot of photos taken. This stuff looks absolutely beautiful in photos. It doesn't have a flashback at all, and I love Napoleon Perdis products for that reason. I haven't bought any of these in a really long time just because I'm trying to get through a lot of foundations that I have, but for an event foundation, this is definitely one I would recommend. I've got one eyeshadow primer, and it is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the eyeshadow base. Now, this is one I did try and use up, but I just found this one is quite old. The formula seems to be quite lumpy. It doesn't blend out as much, and it also seems to sort of take away any powder or foundation I've put over my eyelids or even concealer. And so when I'm trying to blend in the primer, it kind of moves anything underneath it, which is just really quite frustrating. So again, because it's old, I am getting rid of that one. Now onto some lip products. One of these are used up, and it is a Project Pan item. It's the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Treatment. I loved this lip balm so much. The scent of it is gorgeous. It's like a lemon citrus. Absolutely love this one, and I would definitely buy a full size of it. I'm not sure in Australia if we can get this brand. Sephora has just launched here in Australia, but I don't think these are yet available. But as soon as they are, I would definitely get another one. Now I've got two other lip products. They aren't used up, but they are ones that I've been trying to use for a while. They are both relatively old, which is why I've decided to part with them. The first one is from Urban Decay, and it's the Lip Junkie Cools and Plumps Glossing in the color Naked, which is a really beautiful color. These are the sort of lip glosses that feel and smell quite minty. Just don't really like the scent of it, but because I've had this one for ages, I'm going to get rid of that one. And the other one is just this mini chubby stick, and it's the Tarte Energy Lip Surgence Lip Tint. And this is sort of one that is meant to sort of change your lip color to whichever color it should change to, but it's just not one I found myself reaching for. It is really quite a light lip balm as such, and I'd find sometimes reapplying this I would end up with really bright strawberry lips, and that's not really my kind of thing. I wasn't using it, so I thought I would get rid of that one. A MAC sample that I've got here that's all finished up was a pigment, and it was in the color Tan. I really love this one. It is all finished, but this was a beautiful pigment. I love using this on my eyes. It is one I definitely want to get, and I could totally see myself getting a full-size version of this because it seemed to be the most perfect color pigment that you could put it over your entire lid and put no other shadow, and it always looked beautiful. Sort of cross between a bronzy rose gold type color, but absolutely love that. So these are the two sort of like face concealer highlighters I have, and then the rest are mascaras. Now the first one is from Beau Professional, and it's the Pro Finish Eye Bright pen. Now I never got this brand new, but I did get it from the Glamour Affair that I went to in Sydney. So quite a few women had actually sort of tested this out. I sanitized it and I was able to take it home, but I found even after using it a few times, most of the product was pretty much already gone. It does feel quite a dry formula. It's not super creamy, so I'm not quite sure because it has been opened and used a few times that maybe it's just an older product and therefore it is like that. But this is one that you can put under the eyes and sort of use as an eye brightener, and it does give, as you can see there, sort of like a lighter, pretty sort of pink glow, which is really nice. But because it is a little bit drier, I find that it sort of moves around foundation that I have underneath, so I can tend to sort of get a lot of patches, especially under the eyes where I've got a lot of sort of hyperpigmentation. It's probably a product I would try out again to see sort of how the formula is on a newer version, which I mean I don't particularly mind it, and I like the shade of the pink that it is. It does look quite brightening. Now another highlighting pen that I've got here is from L'Oreal, and it's the Lumi Magique Touch of Light highlighting pen. This particular one that I have is in the number 1 light. When I initially got this, I really wasn't that impressed by it. I didn't really understand the hype, so I ended up putting it in a project pan to use it up. But as I started using it, I really fell in love with it, and I recognized the difference that it made when I used it. It was very light, but the thing that I loved about it was the formula was really thin and it was easy to blend. It didn't move around any of my foundation, and it gave a really subtle highlighting effect without being too dramatic. It looked super natural, and I could put it sort of underneath my highlighter and also all under my eyes, and it just made me look more awake and more fresh. Definitely pick this one up again. On to mascaras, and I do have a few of them. So I've got the Beau Beauty Volumizing Mascara. I hated this. I tried to use it only a couple of times, and I literally have put it in here because it's just rubbish. The wand on it is a nice size, but the bristles don't seem to pick up enough product or even apply it. And I found one random sort of quick-ish coat of it. It literally did nothing. It just didn't seem to apply any product at all. And I think I tried to apply three three layers, and it still gave me really nothing. So I just, this one was not very good for my lashes. Then I've got the Essence Get Big Lashes Triple Black Mascara. This one I actually didn't mind. This wand was a lot thicker, definitely took up a lot more room. It applied a lot of product, and I was able to get sort of really long, thick lashes with this one. So for the price, I actually thought this one was pretty nice. Then I've got the Essence Lash Princess, and again, this is one where I did actually really quite enjoy the wand, but this was really lovely to sort of really push the lashes up and get a curl, and this held the curl really quite nicely. And again, for the price of these ones, it was really quite nice to use. I've then got the CoverGirl Flamed Out Mascara. Absolutely love this one. This is more of an hourglass shaped wand, which I really love for my eyelashes because it curls, it thickens, and it lengthens your eyelashes, and I find I'm able to get a really beautiful coating of mascara and build it up really easily with this type of shaped wand. And it did definitely remind me of the old Rimmel Sexy Curves mascara, which was one of my all-time favorites, but then they stopped selling it. But I love that type of curved wand. So if you know of any mascaras that have that shaped wand, definitely let me know. I have tried the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Love that, but didn't really love the formula, but the shape of the wand was really quite perfect. So on to the last two mascaras. So the first one I've got here is the wonderful mascara with argan oil. I sort of ummed and ahed about it for a really long time, but I don't think it's one that I would get again. The wand on it is really quite flexible, which I never really liked because it would flick really easily as you were trying to sort of coat your lashes. The formula itself didn't really thicken or lengthen my lashes whatsoever, but it did separate them, and I found that I had a lot of trouble building this up to a nice double coat like I would with any other mascaras I have. So yeah, one that I'm not too keen on buying again. Then I've got the Wake Me Up mascara. This is the one with vitamins and cucumber. This one does smell like cucumbers, which is really nice and pleasant. And the other thing I love about this again is the hourglass shaped wand on it. I love that type of shaped wand because it really does help you thicken and lengthen, and this did a really great job at doing exactly that. Thickens, lengthens, and curls your lashes really quite beautifully. I think I actually still have another one of these left to open up, but yeah, definitely one that I have enjoyed using. The cucumber scent in it is really quite pleasant, but sometimes I feel that it irritates my eyes. I sort of feel like it's very strong and it can kind of make my eyes feel a little bit watery. So that's probably the only downside that I can see to it, but other than that, love the color of the packaging and it does a really good job. So that's it for my first empties video. I hope you guys enjoy watching. I will have a few other empties videos to film. I think I have a body, a face, and a hair one, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. So thank you again for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you soon. Bye.